Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 6. Sorry, we're running a little behind. I had all of the things happen, and I'm a little less organized than I want to be tonight. Welcome everyone to what episode is this? 5? 6? I've lost count. I said it's 6 in the description. I'm not sure if that's the right number. Welcome to our next episode of Dungeons and Dragons. Last episode, our heroes ran around the town of Vallaki and encountered a whole lot of stuff. They met a lot of different NPCs, they had a bunch of different conversations, and at the end of it, they were enlisted by Lady Watcher, a noblewoman in the town of Vallaki, who wanted them to infiltrate the Burgomaster's house during the Festival of the Blazing Sun in order to find information about what the Burgomaster's son did to her daughter. The party went in, things went kind of sideways, and now they're not in the house anymore, and we're going to see what happens to them next. And I think that's where we'll start from. So with that, let's reintroduce our players.
No curtains.
All right, guys.
For all your
How are
murders.
you guys doing tonight?
Great.
Doing good.
Well,
Great.
The stream does not. This stream is not endorsed by, nor does it endorse Frosted Flakes.
My voice was a
Doing
great.
So as a
So-
heads up, oh sorry.
Let's give you guys a chance to do a quick intro. From left to right. Starting with Bright.
Hi, I'm Bright. I'm playing Addy Ironbark. He is a gnome. I apologize because everybody's home from work because it was really cold and snowy, so there's gonna be a lot of people around. I apologize. Dalix, you're up, buddy.
I'm Dalix. I play a tiefling bard by the name of Vindring. And, I don't know, stuff.
Ventriloquism dummy.
I'm Morbid Killjoy, and I play Sindar Deskrin. And there's also people talking in the background. And I'm a drow, and I'm a samurai, and I've mastered my sword.
Okay, man, that's
I won't finish that, but that's me.
Yeah, it's me.
Onyx, you're next.
Okay. I'm Onyx the Game Machine, and I play a paladin by the name of Solaris, and he likes long walks on the beach, drinking lots of booze, and flirting with gypsy women. And that's all I have to say about that.
Too bad
And
we
last
haven't
but
found
not
a
least-
beach.
And last but not least is Shadow Ronan.
Hi, I'm Albin. How you guys doing today?
I like it.
I am from the woods, and we're gonna have a great time. And I'm voiced by this mean old man named Shadow.
10 out of 10,
So-
best intro.
So, to all of our players, you guys have all leveled up since last session. But if you do you guys have the combat tracker open by chance?
I can.
I can. I do not.
I can.
Okay.
You may notice something about your wound status.
Yeah, we're still like all dying.
You still all have the crap kicked out of you from last time because we're going to pick up immediately on the heels of last session.
That doesn't sound good for our health.
So, to remind everyone in chat, when they went into the Burgomaster's house, the place was basically empty. There wasn't anybody home. There wasn't a whole lot of note until they found a secret entrance into the attic. Who wants to remind chat what happened in the attic?
Bad things happened.
Yep.
Alvin
We-
will. So when we got to the attic, we met the Burgomaster's son. Oh, crazy eye
Victor.
Victor. Apparently, he was using illegal magic to do crazy things. And we just had to put a stop to that. We couldn't let that happen.
It's true.
Yeah.
Preach.
So we gave him a 1-2 whack across the head and apparently killed him. But hey, we saved the world for a better day.
I think we're glossing over things. I'm pretty sure stuff happened to you guys before you knocked him out.
Yeah, we got hurt really bad by an ice
We got
spell.
nice ice chills all over our body.
We almost
he crit me
died.
in the back for 4
Yeah.
damage because the
We
baby.
did. We found a tome of Strad.
We did.
We did manage to take him out.
His
Victor.
real name is Jack Frost, and he was nipping at our nose. He almost wiped us.
We did learn that he did cast spells on the girl from the
What's her name?
oh man, I can't
Kitty
remember.
girl or something along those
like
lines.
the kitty girl. He was casting spells on her and altering her memory and making her pretend to be a cat, and then one day it just stuck. So she's
Stella.
like Stella, like that.
Yep.
And then
Fan of the theater. I like it.
yeah. So we found a book and a diary that told us everything that he had done because he had documented it. Like obviously, let's leave a paper trail when you're a bad guy.
They always do.
Always leave a paper trail when you're a bad guy.
That's how the FBI gets you.
At really long monologues before a fight.
Exactly.
But yeah, and then we also found a guy that was chained up on the second floor of the house that
I
we managed
healed
to
him,
rescue.
yeah.
Yeah, he's not doing so good right now. Better now that Onyx healed him up.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that guy's really just a villain that we've unleashed.
Imagine.
We don't know that yet.
That's the vampire all along.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Vendrin is still disguised as the devil.
No, I dropped that before we left the house.
That's right.
Okay.
Also, there's skeleton
That's
cats.
what the word- We're gonna give your friend a token.
Yay! I'm dying.
Can I have your stereo?
Yeah, sure. You want my Walkman?
Can I have your A
Oh
track?
man, a Walkman?
Yeah. Who wants the Betamax?
I do. I love Betamax.
Hell yeah, man.
So much better than VHS.
And Laserdisc wasn't that bad either.
Laserdisc. Laserdisc really wasn't that bad. It's very expensive.
I watched Back to the Future on a Laserdisc. That was pretty cool.
So when we pick back up with you guys, you found Udo Lukovic as the prisoner in the Burgomaster's house, and he was pretty viciously brutalized. You guys patched him up a little bit, and you've helped him out of the house. And as you get down to street level, and you come out the front door, you see a crowd of Vallakian commoners rush past you in a near panic. And they're all rushing into nearby houses and buildings. And you see doors slam, and you can hear locks being locked.
Mm.
It seems everybody's tends to be wanting to go back home. I think we should make like them and scat like a cat.
Yeah, we need to get
Can I
back
get-
to the manor.
Can I get perception checks from all of you?
You can
Sure.
get them. Probably won't be good.
Okay, perception.
Hey, I lied. Mine was pretty good.
All right, show me the money. Nope. Boo. I don't think this is the color. This needs to be.
Unfortunately, Morbid,
So-
if they did show you the money, you didn't see it.
So the two of you who rolled under 10, you're somewhat fixated on the panicked townspeople running up the street, and all of your attention is drawn to this scene in front of you and this panic, which is completely antithetical to everything you have seen about Vallaki since you've arrived. While you've been here, there's definitely been an air of creepiness to it, but everyone has been relatively, comparatively calm and relatively collected in their behavior, and this is definitely all-out panic. Those of you who rolled 10 or greater, you can hear screams from the east, in the general direction of the town square.
Mm.
I hear screaming coming from the east, guys.
Yeah, I do as well.
It's not good.
We need to get back to the manor as fast as possible.
Yes.
Addie, you are almost certain that you hear the growl of a large cat.
Guys, I'm pretty sure that cat that we saw over by, what was it, the stockyard? What was it called? Aristek Stockyard. You know that cat that we were trying to figure out the thing, and it was in the box?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm hearing right now. Should we go check that out and maybe save people?
We should probably try and get this person to safety.
Yeah,
we have somebody with us, Addie. We need to get back to the manor as fast as possible.
Yeah, especially somebody who was holding up in the Burgomaster's house. I don't
That's fine.
think
Just letting you guys know what I hear.
well we can drop them off and then head
That's
back
fine.
out.
We
Just,
may want to take advantage of this distraction to separate ourselves from what people are going to find in this house.
That's fine
Exactly.
too.
We need to go now.
Just as we're moving along, if you think you see a cat, let us don't stay quiet about it. It might attack you.
Okay.
Should we stay to the main street, or should we try and go down alleyways?
I think we should probably go fast as possible.
Fast as possible. So whatever.
One with the
is
crowd,
conjunction.
so we just seem like an already evidence people screaming into our houses.
So normally I
And-
let you guys move the map marker through the city.
Mhm.
I'm going to move the marker for right now. What I
Okay.
want you guys to tell me is what direction you want to go in and whether or not you're following the road.
Are we taking the direct path back? Is that what we want to do? So
no, go ahead,
north and then east and then north?
Sounds good to me.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're traveling north.
Yes.
You guys will get to here, to an alley that is near. Oh, excuse me. The toy maker's shop, and you will see, and they're going to show up on the map, really, really huge. So don't forget.
Whoa!
Oh, what?
It's a giant.
So huge.
Let's scan that up there so you can see it. You can see a couple of Valakian guards standing here on the corner at this intersection.
Can they see us?
They
notice us, I
don't
should
seem
say?
to have noticed you yet. They are talking amongst themselves.
I would like to cast minor illusion on our hurt friend.
Make them look like somebody else.
I would like to make. Is he currently hunched over, injured still?
He would be leaning on one of you. He's walking under his own power, but he does not, all of his strength has not returned. So he would be leaning on one of you for a little bit of support.
Alright, I would just like to slightly alter him, like, so that he has clothes, because I assume since he's tortured, he's probably, his clothes, if he has any, are very terribly ragged.
Mhm.
So make him look like,
Yeah.
like, normal-ish, maybe, his hair maybe not so ruffled. Slightly different features.
Sure, I will let you.
Actually,
It ends if you dismiss
let me
it.
see. What do I need
I'm just
for
making
that?
sure we're not describing something that minor illusion doesn't technically do. Nope,
Gotcha.
your voice, someone else's voice. So you can make sounds. You can create the image of an object such as a chair, footprints, chest. You can use minor illusion to change the appearance of his clothes.
Okay.
And to sort of to put a little bit of color in his cheeks, so that he doesn't look quite so
Tortured.
near. So
Disheveled.
he doesn't look quite. Yeah, he doesn't look quite so near death. But you can't change his physical attributes.
Okay.
So like you can't
Totally
change the
fine.
look of his face. You can't change his eye color. You can't give him hair. That sort of stuff.
Totally fine. Make him look a little bit more
Nah.
palatable to the
So
guards.
Now you said there are guards over there. Are there people running through the guards, or
They're not running. There's two of them here at this intersection. There are people who are going around them. No one is moving directly like through them. They seem like they are alert and on guard. Almost like they're looking for something, keeping an eye out for something.
well, here's the thing: do you believe they're looking for either for us or for the tiger? That's the
Well, some kind of cat. We
Cat.
should just assume that they're looking for some kind of cat. Just move on. I mean,
wait. You can. I mean, Addy, you can cast illusions. Why? You can sound like. Can you like make a sound somewhere and see if they go to that sound? Or
I was gonna.
I already used it on this guy. By the way, it lasts for a minute, so maybe we should mosey on out of here.
How far is this? We're standing here on this street. What is the distance between the street we're on and the street that's to the west of us?
I'm going to use super accurate distance determinations. It's about a block away.
Would you say that's less than 30 feet or more than 30 feet?
That's probably more than 30 feet.
Is it a city block or is it like a small urban, suburban block where it's like?
Is it made out of wood and have a number on it?
Yes, all of the above. They are probably more than 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
If you guys are in this alley that is to the south of the toy maker shop, they would be more than 30 feet away.
Okay. That's not
If we
gonna work.
can, like I said, we got a minute. I could redo
let's-
it.
let-
I
let-
can
let- let-
re-up it, but can I just cast this when we're about recast it right when we're about to leave?
You're good. When we have these sort of momentary down moments where you're trying to decide what to do, time. Think of it like a Final Fantasy. Time does not flow quite right. It's while you're taking actions. Yeah, I'm counting actions that you take, not necessarily how long you sit, unless you sit for a long time, and then I will just say that you've taken actions that you didn't know you took.
great, but it's been a week since we did anything.
I don't know. Either two choices. You can chance it and go by them, or we can run back around in a circle, which I believe would take longer. Might be more risk. I say
we're more likely to run into guards where the tiger is.
Right.
We say we blow past them because
cat or whatever kind. Yeah, exactly. Just ignore them like they're not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's
Blend in with the crowd that doesn't exist.
Let's hit it and quit it.
All right.
Go.
Would you like me to say something for my magic to take place, Sasha?
No, I have already assumed that you're doing.
You don't want to hear my cool little snappy line?
Well, I mean, if you have a cool line, sure.
May the great oak shade and protect you. And then he changes shape and, well, he gets close and looks
Putting a
pretty.
lot of people on the map.
Oh man.
Okay, so you guys are continuing to the north?
Sounds good.
As you move north, you notice that the two guards, one of them points sharply to the north, and then the one who pointed will continue on the road to the west, and the other guard will move north. And he stands with his back to you, looking up and down the main street.
Is this at the intersection just north of Blinsky, or like the major road?
Yeah, no, this is where the road in front of Blinsky and where the blue marker is where you are at right now. The guard has gone up to the intersection on the main road.
Oh, I had my map zoomed out, so they were kind of overlapping. I zoomed in and can tell now. My bad.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let's sync your
sneak
guys'
on
views.
by.
Oh,
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, that makes it a lot more clear once I'm zoomed in. So he wasn't pointing at us. He was just pointing north and heading that way.
Yeah, so
I know where he's going.
this guy down here is the one who pointed. He pointed north, and this guard went north, and then this guy went west.
excuse me.
All right. So do we continue to just ignore them for the moment?
Yup.
Yep.
I'd say so, yes.
All right. So I guess we'll just continue towards Fiona's house.
Okay, when you get here to this corner, this intersection is pretty busy. There's people coming from the east. Oh, excuse me. Crowds of people are running past you. All of the citizens seem to be in a panic. You actually get close enough to the guard that you can sort of see a little bit of panic in his eyes as well. Can I get you guys to roll deception for me?
I don't think I've ever rolled. There it is. Don't think I've ever rolled this.
What? That's
As you can tell, I'm not real good at it.
That's a solid roll for a +0.
Yeah, it is. Solaris still beat you out.
So the bulk of you, because you guys are moving in the opposite direction of the rest of the crowd, you guys are able, for the most part, to not draw attention to yourselves. You're not necessarily being sneaky. You're just trying to seem like you are part of the crowd, moving with the crowd. Addie, you draw attention, and you notice that the guard looks in your direction, and he does have sort of a puzzled look as he observes this 4-foot something person going with like a 7-foot pole strapped to their back.
Listen. You know what? He seems busy. I'm going to ignore his confusion and keep on moseying on.
Do you think we should duck into the inn?
Sure.
That's a solid idea.
It's closer.
Like, I don't think we're gonna make it to Waterhouse. I think we should duck in and wait whatever's going on out. Because you know what I mean?
We'll duck in there temporarily, and then we'll leave when we get more information about what's going on.
Sounds good.
Yes. Okay. So you guys get to the inn, and as you approach the inn, you see a little bit further to the east another pair of guards, and this large, grumpy-looking man that you recognize as being one of the ones who was present tearing posters down in the town square when the bulk of you first arrived. Sindar, I don't think you've seen him before.
No, I haven't. Who is this guy?
Is that Isaac?
We need to
I
get
don't
into.
remember if you learned his name.
We know there is a big guy named Isaac. I don't know
I
if we
thought he was one-
specifically
no,
know
but-
whether that is him or not.
No,
the
maybe Isaac
big-
was the one who was putting them up and not taking them down.
The big fella seems to be directing the rest of the guards. He's pointing, like jabbing his finger into a guard's chest and then pointing down a street and barking orders at him.
Bork, bork.
All while terrified townsfolk run all over the place. Addie, can I get you to do another perception check?
Perception?
Yes.
Okay. No, and how dare you ask?
Okay, thank you. You guys get to the inn. The inn is crowded and full of people. The townsfolk who are here all seem relatively panicked and terrified. And as you enter, you can see Danica, the lady who runs the inn/tavern, standing near one of the front windows, leaning over and sort of looking out the window at the crowd, while her husband is talking to people and seems like he's bringing people drinks and things to try to get everybody to calm down.
I walk up to Danica and I ask her what's going on. Why is all the townspeople going crazy?
A beast was released upon us. They believe it was sent by the devil.
A what was?
A beast. Terrible
Beast.
creature. It has fangs as long as your arm.
Sounds like a tiger.
Oh, puma or something.
Maybe a saber-toothed tiger.
Addie's eyes light up at that thought.
Yeah, I don't think this one is that friendly.
So,
None of them are at first.
knowing this, should we perhaps move on to our original destination?
It might be safer for Mr. McDying.
Yeah, we should probably
Mhm.
check in also with Irina and
Yeah, let's go ahead and get to the manor now.
We should probably check and see if the guards have moved on before we do it.
mhm.
Sneak through the houses in between them. Let's go
Yeah.
then.
Let's leave. Let's go ahead and get to the manor.
Vendrin, as the group turns to leave the tavern, can you make a perception check?
Good luck.
Right?
Nice.
Better than mine. Better than mine.
So the group sort of you guys regroup and you're sort of watching out the windows to try to get a sense of where the guards are going. And Vendrin, as you're watching,
Oh,
you can see it is a largish cat, and by largish I mean about the size of Geist, maybe a little bigger.
Go on.
It has orange and black fur. It has long, sharp teeth and silvery armor.
What?
Armor?
I say we stay in here because we are not built to fight right now.
Does that armor look like it would fit Geist?
I mean, theoretically, we're at a kitchen with raw meat. We could throw some and distract the thing.
True.
How fast is it though?
No.
It's a cat. It can move.
Sasha, would I have any way of possibly knowing what kind of a cat it is?
What is your favorite thing?
It's forest,
right?
so it is.
No,
beast,
no.
yeah.
Your favorite creature is beast. Can
Okay,
you
yep.
make a? Do they? You have advantage to track and on intelligence checks. Can you make an intelligence check with advantage?
Yeah, sure can. Let me put advantage on and intelligence check, correct?
Yeah.
And one was a 1, so.
So Vendron sort of looks out the window and he's like, "Guys, look at this," and sort of beckons you over. You all sort of crowd around him to try to see what he's seeing. Someone, Addie, you either find a chair to stand on, or someone will pick you up and hold you near a window.
Thank
I'll
you,
pick 'em
bros.
up. I'll pick 'em up.
Thank you,
I got
Albert.
him.
You,
Thanks, Solaris.
none of you get a clear glimpse at it. But Addie, what you do see is just sort of like the shoulders and a bit of the back of the animal. The armor obscures your view somewhat, but the coloration and the way that it moves make you think tiger.
You guys, I think it's probably a tiger.
Well,
You
we
don't want
should
to fight
stay.
that.
Yeah, we should stay in here a little longer because we are still damaged from our original encounter in the mansion.
Yeah.
We'll wait to see if the tiger passes by. Because we need a clear path to the mansion.
Let's book it, Dano.
Let's go. Let's run now, guys. Let's get back to the mansion.
I don't think our buddy can run.
Wow, walk fast. Power
I mean,
walk.
we can
Somebody
just drag
just-
him really fast.
Somebody just grab him over the shoulder and one for it.
Fireman carry.
Fireman carry.
I'll carry him.
I would offer, but he probably weighs twice as much as I do.
I think he can walk.
Solaris, if you're going to carry him, can you make a strength check for me?
Yes, I can. That's under my abilities, correct?
Yep.
Maybe.
Wrong time for that.
So you guys move slower, so that Solaris can carry him. You need to pause periodically, Solaris, so that you can reestablish your grip on him, so that you're not dropping him or you're not losing him or anything.
Okay.
We gotta eat some chalk, buddy.
Can we leave the tavern now?
Yep.
Did I just see on the bottom left? Oh no. Rip.
Can I get a perception check from the group?
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
Sure.
Perception.
Perception is not my forte.
Mine's not bad.
Seems
Nice,
to be mine.
Solaris.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Just don't ask for attack rolls. We're notoriously bad at those.
I know nothing.
There we go.
I see nothing.
Everyone's still looking at
Alvin,
for the tiger.
Alvin, Cinder, your attention, you are distracted. You are trying, you are somewhat thrown by this thought of this armored cat thing. And you spend much of your walk between the tavern and this first street corner, frantically looking over your shoulder, hoping that it doesn't, pop out at you.
Who puts armor
The
on a
rest of
cat?
you, the rest of you, can hear shouting, to the west, and a deep growl.
That doesn't
Need to
sound
keep
good.
pushing forward.
Yep.
Oh no, what happened?
Map?
Can you guys still see the people markers?
No.
Can't even see the map. Apparently,
Yeah, me
the
neither.
low
No, I
perception.
know
rolls.
I know you can't see the map, but I'm wondering if you can still see the NPC markers.
Just the cat.
The
Just
cat
the
and the
cat.
green pins. That's it.
Yeah.
It's low and small for me.
Oh,
The
I
cat
don't
is now
see-
gone.
Cat's gone. Cat's
There's
gone.
the blue.
The blue arrow is now back.
Oh,
That
Uh-oh.
intersection has now reappeared.
Okay.
Much of the
I
map.
want to be able to move. I want to be able to move stuff and not have you guys see that it's moving until
Gotcha.
I want you to.
See what happens when you low roll perception.
Sure. Bargain for, man.
you have no idea what's going on 5 feet in front of you anymore.
You guys, I suddenly feel like I can't see as well as I once did.
Okay, so based on your perceptions,
This new headset that I have is not as comfortable as my other one. I'm not happy about it.
Gotta have good headsets.
I know.
That is not fair.
What?
Nothing.
you guys get to here. Can I get another perception check? So as you guys move through the intersection, you can see guards come running from pretty much all directions, and they seem to be running in the direction of the screams that you heard.
Sounds like they're doing their job.
Sounds like we should run in the other direction.
Sounds like it's their turn to get wounded. I like to think that we still have like frost on our clothes.
Let's continue forward.
Looks
We
like
gotta
guards
get to
doing
that
guard
manor.
Did
things.
everybody roll?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Addie.
Mine was the 9.
Okay.
I rolled first.
Yeah, I
Oh yeah.
here. Hold on. I need a thing for this.
To break it up.
Yeah. Okay. So, Addie, your head's kind of on a swivel as these guards come rushing by, so you don't notice when the rest of the group stops abruptly, and when you guys get to about here, and you stop abruptly, and between a couple of the houses.
Oh no. Ow, why'd you guys stop? Ow, my nose. Oh.
That's still not fair.
Bad kitty.
It is couched between two houses, and it hunches its back and it bares its fangs, and it has 2 enormous fangs, and it growls at you.
Hi.
Eddie, don't
I'm-
animals love you?
They do. I would like to try and talk to it.
Calm it down.
Yeah, and try and calm it down.
Yeah,
What's
let's
the
not
best?
talk to it. Let's calm her down.
Well, I need to talk to it to calm it down.
Your it is definitely not a small beast, so your speak with small beasts doesn't work.
Well, I can.
Can you
I-
can you make an animal handling check?
I sure can. Well, because if I can kind of understand it since it's my favorite enemy or thought, maybe not.
You have specialized knowledge for these kinds of
Oh,
creatures.
gotcha.
You
Well,
sort of
that
know
maybe
how
that
to
helped me.
interact with them. So, what are you doing? Describe your action to me.
I don't know the best way to handle a tiger in real life, but what I would like to do is try. You know how you would go with a bear, you want to make yourself as big as possible to try and intimidate it away from you. I want to try and I should maybe I should look it up.
Chair and a whip.
No, that's lying.
Oh.
Just do the opposite of what
It's still
Sigmund and Freud
tigers.
did.
Yes, well, yeah,
Right?
that works. How to
You Bright. Before you go down a Google rabbit hole, I don't need the proper way to tame a tiger.
Okay. I would just like
just-
to calm it down and be like, hands up, like, it's okay. Meow meow.
Hands up. Give me your
Hands up.
wallet.
I want to be as unthreatening as possible and kind of like ferry everyone.
You get a couple of steps towards it, and it growls, and it backs up a little bit between the houses, and it sort of hisses at you. Can you make a perception check for me?
Yeah. Middle of the road.
It is hissing at you, but it is not approaching you.
Okay, I kind of want to take my left hand and be like, all right, guys, go by me. Slowly.
Okay.
Can the rest of you roll a stealth check?
Sure.
Eh.
I trip up, I'll walk and fall.
You're so engrossed by the cat, you bump into me.
You guys, the Vendrin, Sindar, and Solaris, you guys and Udo are able to sort of move past Addie in this sort of slow, non-threatening kind of way, and the tiger doesn't really pay you a whole lot of mind. Albin, you sort of stumble and bump into Addie, and the two of you sort of push a little closer to the tiger because of it, and it sort of hunches down more. Addie, you notice that its claws are out.
Okay. Good kitty.
Good kitty. Bad
Albin,
kitty.
you've killed us.
Pancho.
Albin, in our last moments together, please hug me.
I just hug Eddie. Just like, oh god.
Alright, let's slowly back up.
Addie, make a nature check.
Yep, you got it. Hold on. Hey, maybe we're not dead.
You notice that the only times that the tiger seems to make any sort of overt threatening action is when you have moved closer to it.
Okay.
Or when you were accidentally pushed towards it.
Back away slowly and walk away.
Yep. I just kind of... I don't think I'd be able to really do anything in this situation, but...
Let's just get to the manor.
Can I try and get it to shoot away? Or, kind of warn it in some I can't really speak to it, though.
You can try to make an intimidation check to scare it off.
I don't really want to scare it off, so... Alright, we're just gonna ignore it and just move by.
Yeah, that would probably be the best idea.
I don't know if I can do this, Sasha, but I wanted to see if it was, like, injured or, mistreated, I guess. because it's kind of stuck in that
Check.
box. I'm sorry?
Nothing. You guys slowly move on.
That was Albin.
I stopped hugging Addie, just like,
That was...
You know who could probably communicate with it? Cat
Who?
Lady.
Oh, you're right. Let's grab her.
let's not grab the person who's putting us up for the night. Starter.
Exactly. Yeah.
What if she is Cat Lady and she can shapeshift?
Then we'll find out later. For now, let's just.
That would be pretty cool, though.
Yes. I give a sigh of relief.
That was
Made it.
okay.
Let's get inside, get this man to a bed, and go and relax for a little bit. We need to get our health back.
Couldn't agree more. That armor looked cool.
You should have taken it.
I don't think I could have. Sindar, can you make armor? You're a blacksmith.
I am quite versed in the making of weapons and armor.
That's good to know. I might have you. Would you be able to modify this lance by any chance?
Well, be the blacksmith.
He wants a
Where's the
3-foot lance
box?
now.
What's up?
Said he wants a 3-foot lance now.
Well, maybe one that's not 8 foot. It's a
Me
bit
and
unwieldy.
Alvin go up to the woman, and we tell her what we found, including, the tomb that Alvin has.
Is this what you're doing, Alvin?
Sure. Yes.
I mean, he's got the book.
So when you guys get into the house, and you rush inside, somewhat in a panic, after your close call with the large-toothed cat.
Big kitty. Bad kitty.
You find she is not here. She went away. We dealt with her already.
Yeah.
So we'll put her in the chair. You find Irina and Lady Winter, or later Watcher, sorry, not Winter, sitting in the parlor, and they are drinking tea. And the butler is there serving them. And they both sort of look up as the group of you sort of barge into the house, all disheveled and battered and with chunks of ice falling off your armor.
I fall to my knees, clutching my chest.
I wanted to
breathing hard.
take the tea and just down it.
There's Big Kitty. Big Kitty, don't go outside, Kitty.
Lady Watcher will put her teacup down into the saucer that's in her hand, and she looks at you and she goes, "Yes, I've heard the commotion. Was this your
Not the
doing?"
word I would choose. Nope.
No, this was not our doing. No,
No.
we were in the mansion.
Ah, so you
Would have been a
did
good
get
idea,
into
though.
you did get into the Burgomaster's house. Tell me, what did you find?
I go, okay. One, we may have accidentally killed the son. Accidentally.
Not accidentally.
Also, we found
That is not me, I swear.
I would hope you don't look like an old woman.
No, the barking, because I have dogs. It's not me.
Oh,
that's probably me.
bork.
I hand her the Thomas Strom.
She takes the book and she carefully looks it over and she opens it and she flips through the first couple of pages and she goes, "Interesting. This is
I motion
this
to
is
Addy.
very interesting."
Motion to Addy, and I ask him, the journal that the son had on him shows of proof of what he did to her daughter. Would you mind giving that to her?
No problem, buddy. I'll hand it to Solaire so he can hand it to her. I'm gonna go check out the window and see if the tiger goes by. I want to see it again.
I slowly walk up to the woman with the parchment of diary entries and stuff and give it to her while still clutching my chest.
Lady Watcher will put the tome of Strahd on the table, and she'll put her glasses on her nose, and she'll take the pages from you. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Yes, this will do quite nicely.
And I tell her, apparently the Burgomaster's son did this to your daughter.
Of this I had no doubt. I did not know exactly what he did. This will help immensely with removing the curse. Thank you, my friends.
Of course. We found while we were there also a man that was battered and beaten to near death, and I was barely able to heal him. He was there inside the Burgomaster mansion. He may have more answers for us. Is there any way we can get him back to health?
Albin, the butler, will nod at you, and he will head off to the kitchen.
Wait, what did you do?
Asked for more tea.
Sorry, I had Lady Watcher's image over it. That's funny.
She sits up and sort of shuffles the pages of the journal that you have and sets them on the table in front of her, and she goes, "Let me see this map."
Okay. Where's his thing?
He's in the hallway.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess we can. Well, Jace has to control him. I can't bring him over.
Oh, you guys don't have control of. Okay, that's fair. So he will enter the house. Sindar and Vendron, can you guys make perception or perception or insight, whichever one you have the better skill with?
I have the same amount of skill for both.
So your choice.
Okay.
Oof.
Insight. I'm gonna go with insight. I think because I think that's closer to what you might want. Oh, ew!
Oh
What?
my!
Oh, there's a switch. I swear, there's a hidden switch.
He sort of slowly makes his way past the two of you, and he will stand in the room and sort of clasps his hands in front of him, and he will nod to Lady Watcher, and he says, I am Lukovic. I am the shoemaker." And she sits back and places her hands in her lap, and she goes, "Yes, I know you. Why were you imprisoned?" And the shoemaker will sort of awkwardly shift his weight from foot to foot, and he goes, I would not give discount on shoes.
You monster.
Go and lay down on the couch to rest a little.
And what Lady Watcher will nod her head, and she goes, "Yes, you must be very exhausted from your ordeals. Please make yourself comfortable. I will see to it that you are fed and that you are taken home." And he'll nod. Oh, excuse me. He sort of nods and he'll take a seat at the table. And he puts his elbows on the table and he puts his head in his hands and just sort of sits.
I want to kind of move slowly up to the table. And I kind of want to like sit beside him and kind of whisper to him, try and strike a conversation and, ask him how he's doing and ask him why he was in the Burgomaster's house.
He'll give you the same sort of story that he was arrested for basically not playing along. The Burgomaster had ordered shoes that were bright and colorful and all this stuff, and they were going to be expensive to make, and Udo wanted to charge him what the work would have cost, and the Burgomaster only wanted to pay what a normal pair of shoes would pay. And for this, for daring to put a price on joyfulness, the Burgomaster had him arrested.
What?
I don't like that guy.
How long?
The whole time he talks to you, Sindar, his head is in his hands, and he seems like all of his tension is letting go at once, and he just seems to be overcome with emotion. Alvin, what are you? Oh, you went to get tea. The butler and the cook will both shoo you out of the kitchen.
You're probably bleeding everywhere.
The butler will inform you, I will bring you tea when it is ready.
But I want tea now.
He's just like over their shoulders looking.
Solaris, you are passed out on the couch, I assume?
Yes, due to injury, yes.
Maybe not passed out. I'm sure you're still conscious. But you are stretched out and laying there.
And bleeding on the couch.
Addie, what are you up to?
I was looking
you're
out
looking
the window.
window.
Yeah, I was trying to see if maybe I could get another glimpse of the tiger.
Can you do a perception check for me?
Yeah, I sure can.
Not from your vantage point. You don't see anything.
All right. Which would any of these windows give me a better vision? Maybe like this one?
The ones to the front of the house, which is to the east, are the ones that overlook the garden and the main road that runs north to the lake.
All right, I'll just look out there because I was like, I'll be like a child, like I can't see anything. And I'll like move over to this one.
Vendrin, what are you up to?
Not much, really. At this point, I mean, we've pretty much covered all the bases. Need to kind of figure out where to go from here. I suppose we could ask, or I could ask Lady Watcher, what our next move is. Can we rest here?
That maybe we could ask her too, if now that she has that journal, if maybe she might know of someone who might be able to heal her daughter as well. On top of that,
this is outside my character, but if you guys want, ask her if that was enough evidence to help her overthrow the Burgomaster.
She said it was.
She sits and she sort of rubs her chin and she's looking over these papers that you've brought her, and she goes, "Yes, I think this will do."
Yes.
Tell me what happened in the house. Tell me more. Did you see anything else that would assist in deposing the Valakoviches?
I guess the person whoever Isaac is has a lot of creepy dolls in his house. I mean,
No kink shaming.
Oh, that's true.
All of the king shame.
Did I can't remember if the journal mentioned the undead cats too.
Oh yeah.
There was some
Skeleton
undead cats, skeleton cats that were in the room.
Interesting.
He had those
That-
dolls as well
That he would
upstairs.
that he would delve into necromancy. Yes, this should suffice. We will confront the Burgomaster and his son, and we will have justice for my daughter.
Maybe just the Burgomaster. I don't think the sun is an issue. Oh, what
Why
pretty
is
flowers
this?
outside!
Why is this?
I can't hear you. I'm looking at flowers. Flowers are so pretty.
We were attacked by the Burgomaster's son, Victor.
If you look at my shoulder, that's where he stabbed me in the
And,
back.
I regret to inform you that we had taken his life.
You have done what?
We have taken his life.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
this
real
will
dead.
This will not do at all. This will make things very difficult. The Burgomaster will not. He will be on guard. And I do not have soldiers.
Well, one good news, no one probably knows we did it yet because the giant cat, which is a whole nother situation.
You must leave.
You
You cannot be here. You cannot be found here. The Burgomaster will suspect you before anyone else.
That's probably fair.
Would you like us to sneak out the back?
Hmm. It is probably for the best. Yes.
And did you want us, while we're out, if we come across something that might heal your daughter, would you like us to bring that to you at some point?
I
Maybe
will help.
converse?
I have the connections to help my daughter.
Okay.
And while you guys do this, the butler will come back into the room with a fresh teapot, and he looks and he goes, "Are our guests leaving, milady?" She goes, "Yes, they are leaving immediately." He goes, "Very good, milady."
Before I leave, I grab the teapot, down it, and say thank you.
The
Ooh, I bet that's
butler
hot,
will regard you with curiosity as you chug an entire pot of freshly boiling tea.
Don't forget to remove Udo from the party, though.
So, before we go, Udo was found in that mansion. Him being here may be a problem for you as well. So I would recommend that you hide him somewhere.
Yes, this is a good decision. We will take care of Udo. Do not worry. But I cannot have the group of you here. Udo is Vallakian. He may, if he is found, he may be punished, but you will certainly be executed. The Burgomaster will see this as a slight against him and his family, and he will seek vengeance.
I mean, what family? He only had one son.
I
guess
do
we
believe
get
you
our
understand too well what I mean.
Oh, hey, don't go outside, Big Cat. Just bring that up again.
The whole time you're having this discussion with her, Irina is just sort of looking at the group of you and then back at her and then back at the group of you, and as you leave and she follows with you, she's like, "What did you do?"
Well,
Are
I
you
got stabbed in the
stupid?"
back. I mean, I don't know if that's kind of
What?
mean. Why?
Why would you make an enemy of him?
Of who?
The Burgomaster.
I mean, I feel like we're probably going to be that anyways, but
I explained to her there would have been no other way we would have gotten any evidence that the Burgomaster had anything to do with her daughter.
Did you even try?
I mean,
Yes.
Addie murdered him in cold blood. We had already removed the threat. He was unconscious. Don't defend
actually,
the
to be
action.
fair, that didn't actually happen, Dalix. Sasha said he was already cold dead before I did any of that.
Oh, it said dying, not dead.
That's what Sasha said.
Also,
Play the
we
tapes.
may have entered his room, and then he may have attacked us.
But irregardless, Dalix.
Irregardless
yes,
is not a word.
My plans. Regardless, I was going to crush his skull with my spear, so it doesn't make a difference. As Irina is yelling at us, I want to like roll my shoulder and like, you know what? All this
She's
talk
not
has
so-
made the knife
She's
wound
not so
hurt
much.
more.
She's not so much yelling at you as she's just exasperated.
I'm yelling at him.
Hey, Irina, if you instead of yelling at us, why don't you stitch my giant arm that's barely hanging off back on because I got stabbed and frozen.
I am not your mother. I do not do sewing. Do it yourself.
Yeah. How was your tea this morning while we were out there fighting a giant blizzard? Yeah.
Also, it was. I'm sitting inside the old lady's house. You have very level tea. Maybe turn down the temperature next time, but very level tea. Goodbye.
Let's go, Cinder.
Let's go, Senda.
As I walk past the lady, I bow and apologize.
Oh, I hand back the thing the tea was in.
And I tell her if she
The
needs us.
teapot.
Yeah.
I don't know which direction is out back, so just kind of following Irina here.
And I tell her as I'm leaving if she needs us to just call upon us at a later date when things settle down.
She nods. She seems Lady Watcher seems a little lost in thought as she sort of thinks about how to handle this situation. But she doesn't seem necessarily distraught over it, just that you kind of upset her plan somewhat.
Yeah, now she's got to do Plan B kind of thing.
Yeah. As Addie and Irina, as you two come around the corner, and she's just sort of grumbling about all of this, you get the sense that Irina's mostly annoyed because now she has to pay for more inn rooms.
I have an idea about that.
I don't know why she's grumbling. I paid for him.
Yeah, you know what we should do? We should head to Ravenloft. Let's take her to Ravenloft.
The castle.
Oh no!
Where the devil is. How about we go to the Vishtani camp, and see if they're still there? Maybe stay there. That might be safer than being in the city.
I mean, we could just take Irina to the Abbey in Kreshik, where Father Donovich told us to take her.
We haven't finished what's here.
It may be finished with us at this point, it sounds like.
Because they're going to be looking for us.
Yeah, we might want to come back when the heat is down.
All right.
We need to get somewhere and
Oh,
rest
I
a little bit.
went back in the house, and I picked back up the tome of straw and say, we might need this. Thank you.
Yeah, good
Okay.
idea.
Alvin?
Yeah.
Hold on. When you get back in the house, and you go in for the book, Lady Watcher stops you for a moment, and she looks at you and she goes, "What do you know of Strahd?"
Not much from what the tome has told me. But yeah, he might be the bad guy that we are looking for. And
Why
it
do you think
has
why do you think he's, as you say, a bad guy?
uh I do not say do not know, but in a sense he might be the demon we are fighting
He is
and
not
protecting
evil.
Irina's from.
He is a man. He is a man who bears a great sadness. Do not believe everything you have heard.
Then well
And with
he
that,
might
at this point, she's holding the book out towards you, and it's in your hand, but she's hanging onto it. And at this point, she releases the book, and she leaves it in your care, and she goes, "Be careful who you show this to."
I will. And thank you very much. I will heed your words.
Hmm.
It was an honor being your guest.
Yes, that I could say the same. And she leans back and she sips her tea.
And I want to pass the ball. Meet up with
Need a
everybody
place
else.
to go because we are badly damaged.
Alright, so you guys are back on Vallaki streets. There are no people around, and it is somewhat quiet.
Oh, that's not good.
You think the cat ate them all?
Either that or they're at the Burgomaster's house fighting out what we just did, and we should probably be packing up and going quickly.
Yeah, we should probably head to the Vistani camp at this point and maybe, try and use them for shelter before figuring out where to go. I don't think we're going to be safe in the inn tonight.
No, I concur. I think we should go to the Vistani camp.
By the way, don't forget to remove Udo from the party.
That's the combat tracker, doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I'm fine with that plan.
Okay. All right.
So you guys are going to go to the Vistani camp?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. I will also be right back.
Yeah, me too. I need to go to the bathroom.
Sure. Why don't we? I need to refill my tea. Why don't we take 5?
Okay.
Sounds good.
And we
right,
will
I'll be back.
return very shortly, guys. Don't go away. More D&D to come.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Alright guys, welcome back. And you guys should find yourselves here in the Vistani camp.
Hopefully they're still here.
Right?
We could at least maybe make camp if they're not.
And as you approach, you can see that there is smoke coming from holes in the top of the main tent.
Yay.
Piled outside are several empty casks of wine. From inside, you can hear the sputter of campfires. And you can see the Vistani going about their business. The hilltop is kind of a treacherous place to walk. It's covered with steaming piles of horse dung. More than 24 horses are tethered to stone blocks inside the circle of wagons, but outside the main tent. Most of these animals appear to be draft horses, but a few of them are riding horses equipped with saddles.
Can we assume we grabbed our horses that we had been given?
Nope.
Okay.
Look at that mustache.
I know. So jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get that.
And as you approach,
To the side.
a familiar face greets you outside the tent, and he goes, "My friends, welcome. What brings you back?"
Benjamin, you should tell him what's going on.
Well, we have run into a bit of trouble in Vallaki, and are not quite welcome there, and we're hoping to shelter for the night. And
He claps you on the back, Vendrin, and he goes, "Yes, my friend with the weird hair. You understand. We are much the same."
Is he under the impression that his horns are his hair?
well, I mean, I do have like super dark blue hair.
Okay, fair. I keep forgetting that you're some weird, crazy monster.
Lots of people do. It's okay.
He's just been to me.
Oh.
Does-
You have some
He
kind
says,
of an
"Of
illusion
course."
going on?
Of course you can stay with us. We would be happy to have you. Arabelle would be so overjoyed to see that you have returned so soon. Please, come in. Make yourself at home.
Okay.
I sit outside the tent and just look around.
You sit there, Solaris. As you sit there and you look around, you watch as the sun sets behind the tree line, and it bathes the sky in this through the misty fogs. It bathes the sky in a blood red. And the Vistani light a number of other campfires around the camp. And they seem, I don't want to say that they're not their normal rambunctiousness, their normal rambunctious selves, but they're subdued somewhat. They are not in a current state of partying.
Well, neither am I. Have a lot to think about. A lot has happened.
You guys want to gather up and have a little small meeting? Group meeting?
Argyle
Sure.
will turn to the group of you and he says, "Have you eaten?"
No.
Not?
No, we have not.
"Ah, I will address this." And he raises his hands and he claps a couple of times and he goes, "Food for our friends."
Ooh, food.
And he'll wander off inside the tent and leave you guys to sit outside. Irina, sort of hugs her shawl around her and shivers a little, and she goes, I am going inside where it is warm.
All right, Irina.
Okay, bye.
All right. I think we should have a powwow, guys.
Sure.
So, I know we just met fairly recently, and a lot of crazy, awful, terrible, crazy things have happened. But I think we're going about some of this a little bit wrong.
You don't say.
I think I come from a place, it's a small village, but everyone kind of knows their place and everybody has a job. And I feel like we're not like that, and we should come up with a better way of doing it.
Do they also lack laws against murder?
I don't know. Listen. And so I think we should come up with at least someone to tell us what to do.
And honestly, I have to say that I cannot approve of the fact that inside of the last day, while we were inside of the town, there were 2 casualties, full-on fatalities. I mean, Bluto, while he deserved justice, I don't know that he deserved to, have us kill him without any kind of a fair trial or a trial or whatever the law happens to be. I mean, there are laws around here.
Yeah.
And as far as Victor went, I mean, he had already been rendered unconscious or whatever. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is, he was defending himself from intruders who broke into his home. I'm not entirely sure death was appropriate there. I just can't. So much death for so little reason.
At that time, it was either. I understand. He was defending himself, but also at the same time, it came to a point of him or us, and chose us.
Also, he started that conversation, well, the lack of conversation, by stabbing me in the back.
Would you stop and have a conversation with someone that broke into your house?
Well, we didn't know he was locked inside that room. I guess with his own magic, but still.
I chose to leave it first, though.
Then I guess maybe we need your leadership to rein us in, I guess.
I mean, a moral compass of some kind. I
think maybe at this point we should probably be less walking through and searching around and more making sure that the room is actually empty before we walk inside.
Also, he kind of deserved. He's kind of a dick.
Dick or not, we should probably be less murdery in the future.
I can't argue that he deserved some form of justice, but at the same time...
Also, before we go further, Sasha, can I get a ruling? That guy was definitely dead before I smashed his head with my...
I don't remember what I described.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and watch it, and then I'll be...
It doesn't matter. You smashed his head in.
Well,
I mean, whether he was unconscious or dead, you made more of a mess of the dude.
Yeah, he deserved that, though. But anyways, I say we pick a leader and we move forward.
At this point, Vendrin, you feel a tug on your shoulder. Or your sleeve, sorry, not your shoulder.
I look.
And when you turn...
Hey!
Arabelle!
in her arm, she has her arm sort of crooked, and she has this platter, with some sliced and cooked fruit and some smoked meats, some cheeses and bread and things, and she goes, I have food for you.
Ooh, food.
For
Guess I'll
me,
take
what about all
some.
my friends?
I just shake
She
my
looks
head.
she looks at the platter and she looks at you and she goes, if a skinny man like you can eat all of this, I will eat father's hat.
Can I go up close to their conversation? Like points at his horns, just like not exactly pointing at them, but like trying to draw attention to them.
He's not a man.
Oh, that's nothing. And I start waggling my tail around.
She looks at you and she goes, why are you picking on him? It is not his fault that he looks this way. We are accepting
Yeah.
of people no matter how they are. You should try this.
He has a vitamin H deficiency.
Listen, just want
I
to make
don't know
sure
which
everybody
one
knows.
H is. What do I have to eat for that?
I grab something from the platter, and
She,
by the way,
she,
Vendrin,
she, lea- she leaves the platter with you guys and she goes, I don't know how you guys actually managed to do much of anything, but
we're addressing that.
here you go. And then she turns around and she goes back inside.
If it haven't killed us yet, I'm pretty sure we're doing something right.
So I'll grab one of the empty wine casks so we can put it on that instead of somebody having to hold it.
Sounds good to me.
Hmm.
By the way, Vendrin, buddy, I pat you on the back. I vote for you. See ya.
Can you reach my back?
I jump up and I pat you on the back.
You know, he jumps up and smacks you in the back.
You have this awkward moment where Addie tries to do this thing where he's being friendly and he pats you on the back, but all he really ends up doing is patting you on the butt. And you're like, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's a sports thing. Don't make it weird. And I go over and I hang out with guys.
Good job.
Slappy!
Who's that good girl? Who's the girl? I feel like I've seen you in a while.
Tell me you're talking to Geist and not me.
I'm talking to both of you.
I'd be hilarious if he's doing that while he's talking to your butt.
Whispers to it, hey, how's it going? You look
Both,
really nice
always
today."
both.
So this could be while you guys are here, and I assume you guys are going to stay here for you're going to stay here for the night.
Yes.
That is the plan as far as I'm
is this
aware.
the intention?
Yes. I think so.
One of the
we
things you
should-
guys may want to do, on top of sorting out your various differences in how you want to approach things, is compare notes, so that you guys are on the same page going forward. Because there's a lot that has happened to you guys, and getting a chance to sort of come to an understanding with it, I think would be a good thing to do.
I'm fine with that. I'll have guys come over here. And
Addie, Albert has blocked all the mental trauma.
oh, well,
Why am I not surprised?
Right?
hmm.
And the secret of your cheery disposition is revealed. Absolute mental block.
That's both scary and enlightening.
Right?
It is.
It's
Well,
got to be a monk thing.
I guess
Think about it. Inner peace starts at home. And it's,
inner peace starts with denial.
exactly.
So I will grab some of the food and approach Solaris with it and ask him why he's off on his own instead of, with the group.
I am a mere human. What would my worries have to do with you?
Why is it gotta be a race thing, man? Be like the Vistani. Be accepting, no matter who you are or who I am.
Sometimes being accepting too much can lead to really bad results.
Okay.
Ain't no mountain high enough.
That's coming
think-
from you. I
Maybe
thought it
we
was coming
should-
from me.
No, it's no.
Maybe
it's
we
not.
should not
take a step
It's
forward.
coming from me.
I take a step forward and I clutch my fist in a little bit of rage. And I yell at the group and I say to them, I don't see myself being any use in this whole equation from when we met to where we are now. All of you are more experienced or have more behind your belt than even I. I am a mere human.
Well, I can't speak to being human or not, but I'm still pretty young. I'm trying to learn as I go. In fact, finding Geist here was something that I failed to do before until I met this group.
I'm
Baby
from a
step.
forest. I'm from a forest of a forest.
Oh,
The
really?
only things I've ever talked to was a tree, and despite what they say, they're not very good talkers.
No. They like to ignore
I
people
hear
a
their
lot.
bark is worse than their bite, though.
Did
That's
anyone
what I'm allowed to
else
say.
feel overwhelmed with sadness just now? No?
Hmm.
But don't put so much pressure on you. That's why we're here together.
Taking
Work
it a day
together.
at a time.
I mean, all of us as a group were chosen for this task. We're each going to have something that we bring to the table that makes us part of this group that was chosen.
I bring arrows.
I bring dots.
Hmm.
Yes, and you all bring sarcastic comments,
Well, mine
which
was
I would
heartfelt.
never ever do.
Aiden just catches all his dots and just looks at Vin and just like, sure.
I'm not sure what to think about this.
I say you pull up one of those casks, sit down, and we tell merry stories.
I have no stories to tell.
Well, I have one if you'd like to hear it.
Hmm.
So there's
I
this
guess
bear.
I'll hear some.
What was
Yeah.
that, Onyx?
You
I missed what you said.
I said I'll listen, but I'm going to stand.
All right, that's fair.
All right.
So there I was, a mere youngling at the age of 12. There was this great beast in our forest. We only knew it as the kookaloo. It was a giant bird.
you hear a small giggle.
What? Did somebody hear that?
Was it the chicken?
No, it was much larger. Think giant chicken with a razor sharp beak.
So like a regular chicken, because you were very tiny. You hear the giggle.
First off, if you're gonna insult me, you might as well come out so I can see you. Now, do you want to hear the actual story, or you want to keep starting?
Don't worry, it was a dog.
Arabella's a champ. I love her to death.
Anyways, the kookaloo,
Chicken.
5 feet tall. I'm sorry, what?
Nothing? Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah? Are you sure?
And he's behind, and he's looking. Albin's looking over at his shoulder at Annabelle and just making chicken faces.
She's sitting on the end of a wagon. Her feet are swinging back and forth. Her hands are on the side, and she leans forward a little bit, and she has this like big shit-eating grin on.
Oh, fantastic. So the kookaloo stood 5 feet tall, razor sharp beak, could run as fast as the wind. It kept attacking our crops and destroying some of our buildings in our lovely forest. There I was out waiting for hours in our sniper's nest. And there it was. It finally came into view. I took the shot, hit it right between the eyes. We ate good that day. The fearsome kookaloo.
Yeah, they ate
Sure
good.
you
They
ate-
ate the
I'm sure you
fruits.
ate good for. I'm sure you ate good for many days. A chicken would feed small people like you for weeks, I'd imagine.
I turn to Geist and I whisper something in Geist's ears. Hey Geist, can you go get her, Geist! And I want Geist to go over and lick and attack her like a puppy.
Um, the wolf will pad over and Arabelle does not seem phased by her and just holds out a hand and Guy smells her hand and then licks her palm.
No!
Willful,
More!
willful,
So
willful
fearsome.
Lick the face.
Rawr, rawr.
You're doing it. Oh, fine. So, yeah, I come from a little village and I hunt stuff, guys.
Chickens.
Yeah,
Yeah, he hunts chickens.
they're real good. What about you guys? Got any stories?
I used to be from a village of elves. As before they kicked me out.
Huh.
Was
Kicked
it
you out, why?
was it the village like this one?
No,
These are elves. And she points at all of the houses that encircle the hill.
no, it was a smaller village. Deep inside a wooden forest. Not like this, unlike this one, but close. It was a good time. It was a fun time. I used to have a best friend that used to live. It was there as well. We did amazing things together, but sadly, as of all great things, it came to an end.
Aw.
And I set out to the nearby sisterly forest, I guess you could say. And I lived there until I started this journey.
So that was a lovely story. Thank you for sharing. Is your best friend still with us, or?
Sadly, I do not know.
Aw.
He could be dead or alive.
You're very thematic. I love it.
But I don't know. It's been 12 years since I've been to the village.
Oh, wow.
I may look young, but I'm old in the inside.
Arabelle will look at you, Alvin, and she goes, "You know they do not blame you for anything, right?"
They might not. But I can never go
They
back.
do not. They do not. You know this in your heart.
I do, but I've caused more problems than I should ever would in that village. And I shall take
she
my
shrugs.
time outside.
She shrugs and she goes, "If you think so."
Besides, how would I know that a red world is a better talker than an oak tree? The oak tree is a little bit more nuts in the inside.
She giggles at your pun. But she seems somewhat enraptured by your stories so far. And she looks at Sindar and she goes, "What's the deal with the grumpy one?"
Who knows? Go ask him. Hey, grumpy one.
What?
Why
Kid's
am
got
I
a
grumpy?
question for you.
What do you mean? I'm not grumpy.
You're always,
Uh,
you are always with the upside down smiling. Why?
Addie stifles a laughter.
I smile on the inside, child.
No one can see that. You should smile on the outside. More people would see that.
I have nothing to smile for.
Mm.
You're still alive. That's
Yes,
a good
you
smile.
do.
Sounds very morbid.
My family.
She
Hmm?
she sort of looks at you and she goes, "You have lots to smile about. It's not your fault."
I don't know, but that's what I started my journey for. Both my family and my village are all dead. And I was the only one left alive.
Do you know who did it, Sinda?
That's why I'm on my journey.
Do you have any clues?
I've been keeping my eyes out for relics and tomes that might help lead me to understand why this happened.
The girl sits back on the end of the wagon and she goes and shrugs her shoulders and says, "He knows what happened. He doesn't want to admit it."
How would you know?
I know lots of things.
Mm.
She's a very insightful 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by no things?
I know
Are you a
lots of
seer?
things. She shrugs her shoulders. She says, I knew strangers would save me. I know that you all are grieving and that you have been brought to this place where only people grieve. Because there is light in all of you.
That's good.
I like that.
Mm.
But
We'll see.
you must be careful.
You're
Bravoria
not-
is not a place that is comforting to the light. It is a place
Many have told
where
us
light
this.
goes to die.
I think this is where a lot of things go to die.
Like his
Maybe
pet
so.
squirrel.
Oh yeah, do I still have my headless squirrel?
Like those.
No,
wolf meats?
you have lost that somewhere along the way.
Oh.
You don't entirely know where it wandered off at, but yeah, you don't have it any longer.
Neither does it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is really confused wherever it is.
Yeah.
She looks at the group of you and she says, this is a place where life and death are the same thing. You, all of you, and she looks at Solaris specifically, all of you are not part of Bavaria. You are not bound to its rules. You
Seems
could
we are
bring
bound to
change.
destiny.
And she sort of offers a smile, a sort of a little bit of a smile, and she says, "All that has ever lived in Bravoria and all that has ever died in Bravoria is here now."
Hmm.
That's scary.
You are the only ones that are different.
I bet you it's my winning personality and my charming smile.
Definitely at least one of those things.
They are the ones that are different.
No, my friend, even you. You have great
Don't say
light in you.
this.
You have.
I
You might
used to.
not, but you have great light in you. You simply need to rediscover.
I used to have light in me. Now I'm not too sure.
Where'd it go?
That is what I'm trying
Still,
to determine.
everybody's telling stories.
Yeah, hit us with one.
That is the problem. I don't have any. I don't remember.
Oh. So, like, nothing at all?
Nothing. I have.
Addie,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Addie, when you say hit us with a story, you hear a small ruffling, and then like a pocket novel sized book sort of lands at your feet, and you hear a little girl curse in a language you don't understand.
Did someone just throw a book at me?
No.
Threw the book at you.
I've been looking to make sure he didn't throw his book.
Oh,
No.
She sighs, and she looks at Solaris and sort of nudges him a little bit, and she goes, "He said to hit him with a story, and I tried, but it didn't work so good."
Solaris, please save me from her.
You'll be fine.
You gotta toss it. Look at the girl. You gotta toss it way. You have to toss it a nice distance, but make sure you judge correctly because you might miss because he's not as tall as the normal person.
I pick up the book and throw it at Albin.
Albert uses monster skills to slightly dodge to the left.
Can you make a dex save? And can I get a dex check?
For me?
Yep.
Alright, here's the dex check. Ooh.
So books are really hard things to throw at people.
I get it, it's fine.
But can I
only
at this
Dano was
point,
good at it?
can I catch the book?
Yes, and it opens up to a page, and it's all handwritten inside. And the page that it opens up to, Alvin, describes a group of strangers sitting around a Vistani fire, sharing stories about their history and their backgrounds.
Oh, cool! It's a book about us. And just make sure when you write this, you make sure that Addie's size is accurate. We can't have people thinking he's taller than he is.
Geist. Get him.
There's ever so slightly small details that don't quite match up. Like for instance, the ranger in the book is described as having a panther as its companion, not a wolf. There isn't anyone in the description in the section that you open up to that matches Vendron's exact appearance, but close enough. It's just lacking the horns and the tail. So you see that there are inconsistencies in the story, but the large, broad strokes seem to match the group of you. If you flip a little further ahead in the book, it's blank.
Is this a story to be continued, or?
You know what story I want to be continued? Solaris's. Keep interrupting him. Don't make me send Geist over there to attack you again, alright?
I have no stories to tell. I don't remember.
What do you remember then? If you don't mind me asking.
And if it's Eddie's butt, I think we should not be able to hear that.
The only things I tend to remember is from my nightmares.
Ugh.
But even I can't describe those.
The girl will look at you, Solaris, and she says, "You should make pilgrimage to Amber Temple. Perhaps you will find answers there."
Amber Temple.
Tell me about this place.
It is a place of great power. I do not know more about it, but but the elf man, Casimir, he wishes to travel to Amber Temple, but we Vistani cannot take him there. Perhaps you will find
Why?
answers there.
Answers to myself?
Perhaps. It's hard to say.
In fact, the last time we were here, Casimir actually asked if we would take him there, but we were a little bit busy at the time. Though, since we're looking to stay out of Vallaki for a little bit, this may prove a good opportunity for that.
Fruitful venture, one might say.
Though we do still have to handle, Irina and getting her somewhere safe as well.
I take a step toward Vendrin, and I tell him, "We know nothing about you, though, yet you're telling us what we should do."
Ooh.
Simply making suggestions.
Yes.
How about you tell us a little bit about you, and we may consider that.
Well, there's not a whole lot to be told. I mean, I was, born in a little port near Neverwinter, and my family faced persecution for, the way I look, the way we look.
Sorry to interrupt, but Neverwinter, you said?
Yes.
Did you happen to ever meet someone named Grundeel?
Can't say that I have.
Go on.
I didn't want to be a stonecutter, which is one of the very few jobs in that area. So I left.
Now I have the Simpsons Stonecutter song in my head. Thanks. Thank you.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, continue.
I'm sure I'll have to look it up later on. I found odd jobs working docks, helping taverns, that sort of thing. Ended up getting into a troupe of actors and picked up some tricks and some skills with them, and eventually I became I don't know what the best word for it is, but a bounty hunter of sorts. I used to track and catch the people that left town after the town guard couldn't catch them or things like that, and bring them back for justice.
Sounds exciting.
It had its moments. It definitely has downsides as well.
Why did you leave?
What do you mean, why did I leave?
Well, I mean, you were on this journey and you just so happened to find a house of death.
Oh, I was making my way back to Neverwinter and just ended up in a misty fog, and then the town with the House of Death, which I ended up going through, and then you guys met up with me.
Oh, good times.
Speaking of that, I'd like to talk about the events that happened in that house.
I got 8.
The Arabelle will tilt her head towards Addie, and she goes, 8 what?
Yeah, I got eaten.
We
Oh,
have
that's
we
different.
have
I
stuff
thought
to
you
talk
had. I thought you found 7 plus 1 things.
No, we need to talk about what happened in that house.
You're
I
not allowed to
believe
play
some of
NPCs
us
anymore, Sasha.
What?
I believe some of us are in the group are bitter about the events that happened in that house.
Well, I was left to die.
I motioned for everyone to get out of there. You chose to stay.
I did my best to protect everybody.
I felt that it was the right decision to leave.
Being a gnome of my stature, I have less speed than what most might think.
Mm. I don't like what happened in that house.
Neither do I, man.
How
It
could
made
anybody like what happened in that house?
That's fair.
It made me feel a way that I have never felt before. Never
did.
have I been in such fear ever in my life.
We were haunted or possessed, so that was fun.
I believe you have somebody talking to you right now, Addie.
Well, she's more talking to herself. But if you guys happen to overhear her,
What?
Mm.
I try to shoo her away. How tall is she, by the way?
she's about your height, a little taller.
Oh, okay. I try to peek around so I can look at Solaris. It all ended up the same, Solaris. But if you don't mind me asking, why were you so filled with fear? I mean, other than the obvious.
I don't know. It was the feelings that came from that house. And I've been thinking about them ever since. Every night, I think about it. Every day, I think about it.
Did it maybe stir something in your memories that you don't remember?
That's the thing I do not know. The only thing I will say is I'm tired of people talking to us in riddles and not giving us a straight answer to what we're looking for. We're always doing what people tell us to do. I understand that we are the so-called destined ones to save others from peril. But if we're not given any answers ourselves, that will just leave us into more confusion later on in the days.
How do you know they have more answers than they've given us?
If they got, and I look at Vendrin with a serious look on my face, and I tell him, they pull out a damn deck of cards and they put it in front of us. They have to know something, Vendrin.
And they told us lots of some things.
They riddled us something.
The cards cannot tell you exact truths. They can only tell you fleeting images. As Arabelle sits on the end of the wagon, scratching at Geist's ears.
I guess you could say I'm just tired of people telling me what to do and not giving us any type of answers in return that would help with our confusion. Like, why were we chosen? Why did what happened in that house happen? Why did we die and then suddenly come back to life? Why did Addie and me get possessed? What brought in Vendrin late to what was going on with us? We don't know these answers, but yet we gotta help people, which I'm not against helping people. I'm not. But when people are giving us more to do,
Mm.
than even we can fathom. It'll lead us into having arguments like we had with that bandit that Sindar killed.
These are all good insights. And I don't have any way of really giving you an answer to any of them.
Some questions do not have answers. Some questions you simply must. How to say? You must feel the right thing to do. There is no answer.
Sometimes answers is what I need because I can't feel for stuff like that.
Then you must rely on your friends. This is the way of the Vistani. Not every Vistani knows everything. We rely on the others to help with the things we do not understand. And together we are strong.
Maybe so.
I would like to walk up the Solaris Star, if you want to go.
So, Arabelle, you seem strangely comfortable around what everybody else considers to be a beast of the devil.
The wolf has made no overt attack against any of you or against me. I am good with animals.
I see that. I just noticed that many others seem to be scared of wolves, and you don't.
Wolves are complex creatures. It is not all the way Vallaki believes. Vallaki is not Vistani.
Fair enough.
Also, Geist is a cutie booty.
While Arabelle sits and scratches the ear, she goes, "But while this wolf is not an enemy, I would be cautious in trusting them."
She has a point.
I know of. Multiple people have said that they're the this and that controlled. But I don't know. It was always a test to go out and to find a companion for our village. And they said that you would find one, and you would know at first sight. And that's how it happened with Geist. I saw her, and I knew that I could trust her. There's a bond there, almost like.
Be careful your trust is not used against you.
That's fair.
And at this,
Yes.
Arabelle will hop down off of the wagon, and she'll stretch and heads towards the main tent, and she goes, "It is late, and I want to sleep. I will talk to you in the morning, maybe."
You have a good night.
Night.
We do need to discuss our actions for the rest of our journey. We don't need a situation like what happened with that bandit to happen again. We all argued.
And let Mr. Stebby down.
He wasn't even a bandit. He was a drunk, and a drunk that tried to murder her at that. I mean, justice needed to be done, and while I don't agree with Sindar putting him to death, I definitely prefer that to just letting him go.
Very
So
true.
sounds like we need a unified voice to give the final say on such matters.
We need somebody to literally put us down the right path.
Should we leave it to a vote?
I don't know.
Well, I vote for Vin. He seems to be very level-headed in these matters.
I
Mm.
mean, I was a member of essentially law, therefore I tend to consider the repercussions of breaking those laws.
That's fine by me. You had my vote as well.
I don't know. I think just as always, I'll just follow behind.
Nobody should just follow. Everybody should have a voice.
Mm.
Because we're in this together.
Yeah. I'll
Like it
try
or
to-
not, we were all chosen to be part of this group.
Yes, Solaris, that includes you now. Put out your hand. I want to show you a secret handshake.
Okay.
Fist bump, and then la 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 la. It's a gnome thing. It's
Sound
a little,
effect necessary.
It's a little odd.
Necessary.
It's a little weird, but that means I got your back and you got mine.
And I come over with a giant hug. You didn't hear that?
Knock over the platter of food.
Actually, no, I
Cheese,
knocked over my
cheese
phone.
and dried meats and bread go scattering across the ground.
Geist runs straight for the meat. Geist, ugh.
What? Geist doesn't eat the cheese?
Don't eat the cheese. Don't eat the cheese.
I pop some meat and cheese in my mouth before guys comes over.
5-second
over.
rule.
5-second rule.
And grab Sauce and give him hugs and says, "We're in this together."
What he said.
So hold on. Make sure I understand this correctly. Who picked up food off the ground?
Albin.
Alvin, did you pick it up and then eat it?
It sounds like it.
I blew on it.
Alvin, I need to know. Did you put it in your mouth?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
he
can
did.
you do a history check for me or a perception check,
Oh,
whichever
God.
one you have better.
It's 5-second rule. Do history.
Oh,
Do
God.
it.
No,
Come on.
whichever one you
Perception.
have a better bonus on.
We're doing this now. Oh my god.
I love it.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
Can the rest of you make a perception check?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Sure, why not?
Guys, you're rolling too high.
I know. I was hoping for a 1. I wanted to know what 1 was.
Don't worry, guys. I got a 2 and then a 4. So there you
So, Alvin, you crash into the platter and send stuff scattering everywhere, and you quickly grab a couple of pieces off the ground and pop them in your mouth, because why would you ever waste food? Addie, you are fairly preoccupied in trying to get Geist to stop eating human food off of the ground.
Yeah, it's a bad habit, guys. You don't want to do that.
The rest of you stare on at Alvin in abject horror as you all look between him and the hilltop, which I will describe again as covered with steaming piles of horse dung.
Oh no. He ate shit.
I'm sure he's real happy about it, though.
Poor Arabelle missed it.
It's
Yes.
okay, it's for protein. Very high amounts of fiber and protein.
I take out my water skin and I do a motion of.
How's the fiber taste?
I turn the cellulose with my mouth full.
I would like to cast Minor Illusion, and every time he throws up or spits, I want to make it turn into a rainbow. Or a giant sensor bar.
I spit a giant wad of water into Solous's face.
Oh, no.
Tell me, how does it taste?
I'm backing out. Guys, let me get out of here. We're out of here.
Is that what they call double harvest where you're from?
Wow.
We ride!
now. Just.
That turns. Are you all right, Albin? You good, boy?
How's those rainbows taste?
I don't know. How's the water taste?
I like to picture him spitting like a rainbow at you.
I will not taste that rainbow. I will just merely wipe it off.
That's a good choice. Solid choice.
But I bet it tastes mighty hearty.
Ugh.
And,
power
and
of
then
horse.
I pick up the not eating cheese and just toss it at Solaris.
And to be careful, you're going to get dung on your hands, monk.
I'm from the forest. There's always been dung on my hands.
And apparently in your
That's
mouth.
the trees. You're making them want to have showers.
I walk over to Solaris and pat his arm and just like, it's okay. We all be fine.
You just touched me with dung-filled hands.
It's like, don't you want a hug?
Not from someone that smells like the end of a horse's ass.
Come on, hug
I'm
me.
just gonna ride Geist over here to you guys.
Cinda, I bet he wants a hug.
Ugh. I don't hug.
But Cinda, it smells like the death of a horse's ass.
I go behind here and wash off the dung off my body.
As you guys have this sort of humorous moment, you've noticed that the Vistani have all basically gone to bed. The camp is quiet. It is dark. Now we are beyond sunset. The night air is filled with the sound of chirping crickets as the fog sort of sits to the distance of the hill. And as you have this sort of moment of humorousness, let's hope that my sound effects play correctly. You hear clapping. Cinder, you hear it, we're not, yeah, we'll put it, just behind Cinder.
Are we doing perception checks?
No, well, maybe. Depends on whether or not Cinder turns around and looks for the clapping.
I'm looking for the clapping.
I wouldn't doubt that one bit, Sindar.
Wait, did you looking for the clapping or looking for the clap?
Both.
Oh,
No. Albin,
Who goes there?
get behind me, Albin.
That's a far way to walk.
Trust me.
Oh.
Get behind me, Albin.
well, hello there.
Hi again.
You see a man sitting on the end of this wagon, his black hair slicked back, his hands together in a clap, and he goes, "That was quite the show, my friends."
You.
Why, thank you. We are here from Monday to Friday.
I am
What
sure
brings
you
you
will be here for many, many more days. Tell me,
What
my
brings
friends,
you here?
where is the girl?
Which girl?
Where is my love?
Why do you
You're
want
gonna
to?
have
In
to be
another
a
castle.
little more specific.
I seek
My love's
Irina
right here.
Koryana.
Okay, Stu's
Where
against
is she?
Irina doesn't really seem to want to see you right now.
It's kind of true. Maybe. I think you're
Yes.
coming on a little strong.
I will have her in time.
I
Maybe
like the
start with
confidence.
flowers instead of trying to neck on the first date.
There you go. I mean, you know, Flowers are nice. Chocolates. A giant teddy bear. Maybe a nice card.
A giant bear would be a good idea. I do like that.
Stuffed bear. I said stuffed. Fluffy.
I'm sure it will be stuffed after it is done.
Why
I
do you
don't
come here
Like
the
the
way you are right
implications.
now?
He turns and he looks at you, Solaris, and he goes, "One of you has an item that belongs to me.
I
and
don't know
want
what you're
it
talking
back."
about.
Oh.
What is-
Well.
I pull out the puppet and I mimic his voice and I say, "Is it me?"
I think that's a good
Yes.
idea,
I
Vinland.
stifle laughter.
He smirks and he's like, "No, it is not. It is a book. One of you has a book, and it belongs to me.
Why do you want it for?
It is
My
mine.
pencil.
Do you not want things that are yours?"
And per se, we had such an item. What would you? I don't know. Give us in return for. Excuse me. Some things have just happened to me. What would you give us in return for returning it?
I will not tear out your throats. That
That's
seems
a
fair.
You
I
would
couldn't hear. I
think-
couldn't hear what Jay said.
they won't.
He offered to not tear out your throat.
It's a fair offer.
That's
It's a really
that was
good
pretty
offer.
good.
What would you say if I left this said book at somebody else's place?
Tell me where it is, and I will retrieve it. And if it is so, I will not kill you.
That's interesting.
Kind of feel like you should give him the book.
Kind of
It-
feel like I should too.
It might be a good idea for the moment. Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hey,
Alvin.
Sasha, as a side, does Geist react to this in any way?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
At the moment, she seems defensive of you.
Oh.
Like she keeps trying to move to put herself between you and your visitor.
That's funny because I'm trying to do the same to her.
Just
I
keep
motioned
tripping
to
over each
Albin
other.
to give.
Yeah.
I motioned to Albin to give me the book.
That's the wrong person to be handing the book right now.
Also, did you just
Going
teleport?
to Solaris is like, I think we should just give him the book to say the safe.
I'm gonna give him the book.
He
I
sits back with a bit of a smirk, and he goes, and he looks at the group of you, and he says, "My friend, please do me this favor. Bring me the book."
Give it to me, Albin, and I'll give it to him.
And I look at him and said, if we bring you the book, can you do us a favor? Since we did you a favor.
I think the
Favor
favor
for
is not
favor?
dying.
Yes, Albin,
But
just give
go
me the book.
for it.
And I can give it to him.
Swap favors?
Oh, hear him out. Worst he could do is say no and tear out your throat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that is the worst that he could do to you, specifically.
Give me the book. I'll take it. I grab
Mr. Zarovich, did you teleport?
I grab the book out of Albin's hands.
The book is not even, I don't even have the book in my hand. It's still in my bag. You're not
Well,
putting
then
my bag. Mm-mm.
I
Trying
let
to
you
make a
do
deal
it.
with this man.
Suggest you.
Albin.
I have given you my ultimatum. You will give
It's a
me
good
the
one.
book, or my friend here will give me the book, or I will kill you all.
If I say that I want him to give you the book, will you not kill me specifically or my lovely wolf?
Really, really, really bright.
I'm
Alvin,
joking.
I'm sorry, but
obviously.
really.
give him the
Alvin.
book. Give me the
Give
book.
give him the book.
I would very much like
He
him to
just
give you the
disappeared again.
book. I don't want to get throat ripped out.
Oh, okay.
You're teleport, right? You're definitely teleporting, right?
All right,
That's
all
really
right.
cool.
You know, my hands are
I
tied.
will give you one more day. You will bring me the book. You will bring me the girl. Or you
How
will
about I
all
give you the
die.
book, and then we don't have to talk about this again.
Albin, just give him the damn book.
I will await you in Krezhik.
Good job, Albin.
I feel like that could have gone better.
I'm pretty sure he was going to kill us anyway.
I mean, I don't think that he would have, but I can't really say yes or no because I don't know him real well. But yeah.
I mean, on the upside, we have a day to read as much of this book as possible and find out everything we can.
Exactly. We can't just walk away with this information. We can't just let this information go. At least A, finding out more about it, or B, copying it.
But on the
You
downside,
realize
he's now
that
also demanding the girl.
Yeah, that's not great. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
at
that
first.
was the reason. That's the reason why I'm upset with you, Albin, is because if we would have just given him the book right then and there, Irina would not be in much more danger than she already is now.
I mean, if you really wanted her,
Oh.
though, he would have taken her.
Exactly.
I mean,
There's no chance that he wouldn't just have taken the book and demanded the girl.
And again, you don't know that either.
true.
But
We
you
don't
didn't know the
anything.
other point.
In all
So we
fairness,
either-
all I know is we have a field trip to Kazakh, I believe, was where he said.
Field trip.
Krezhik.
Crash. I'm gonna need you to spell that.
It's the place where that St. Markovia Abbey
Oh,
is
is it?
that Father Donovich told us would be safer than Vallaki.
I feel like it might not be, but I guess we have a
Yeah,
clear sign of
probably
where to
not
go.
anymore.
Imagine that though, that the one place that we were originally going to take her, the
He
devil's
wants
going
us
to be
to
waiting
go.
for us.
That's odd. Well, seeing as though you can freaking teleport, I don't think anywhere is particularly safe, so we should probably maybe read that book. Or, look at it.
Let's just read some of it right now then. It's not like we got a choice.
Is there anything else that we could read in it, Sasha? Other than that,
No.
Pesh?
The bit that I've read out to you is the bit that is
Important.
in the book.
Okay. About his backstory and how he was very upset, and then the.
But there's talk of a weapon here, remember?
Yeah.
About what?
Get away.
That's probably the sword that we need to get, the light sword. Well, I feel like the worst that's happened is it pushed us forward to possibly having to talk to this man.
Again.
Yeah. And
And
I
if
mean,
anything, I'm pretty sure he probably could just wipe us out in the first place. So we really know where this weapon would be.
But you also realize now that we've put Irina in much more danger than we've ever anticipated.
Yep.
Because now we have to give her to him.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, he's been after her since before we got here, so that really hasn't changed.
Right. Us guarding her has not, and if he could pop up and teleport away, he could have picked her up at any time in our travels.
True.
Well,
but now not only does he want the book, he wants her now.
So I
But
feel like
go ahead.
We definitely need to just so a situation like this doesn't happen. Maybe again, maybe pick a leader who can make that decision.
Well, everybody was telling Albin to give him the book.
Yeah, no offense to Albin. True, it is his decision.
I was Okay. I was trying to give him the book, but trying to get some information out of him. But before I could do that, you guys kept deciding I was trying to give him the book, but slowly kept giving some information out of him. But before that happened, you guys kept saying things I couldn't get in conversation with him to give him the book.
I apologize.
He
I was just very,
responded
very
with,
scared.
"Give me the book or I'll rip out your throat."
All of our throats.
Yeah, all.
Apparently, Arabelle has come out of her tent.
Why are you so noisy? It's late. Go to bed.
Yep. We're heading that direction.
She stands there and rubs her eyes.
Sorry, we just had a bit of an unexpected visitor.
Okay.
The stabby kind of kind.
More like the, well,
bitey kind of I guess you could say.
alright.
All I heard was you yelling at each other.
No one else?
She shakes her head.
Did you hear? Interesting. Well, we apologize for bothering waking you up. Before you go back to bed, do you happen to have a map for Krezhik?
I think Father has a map of Bavaria. He can probably lend you that.
Fantastic. You go to bed. We're gonna head that direction too, alright? And we'll talk to him about that tomorrow.
You can sleep in the wagon. Don't come to my cot. It's not big enough. Even
Fair
for short like you.
I Is Sindar actually laughing hysterically right now? I would love for that to be like him laughing right now.
He is laughing hysterically like that right now.
I'm just gonna like slowly turn to him. That got a smile on your face.
Yes.
You alright, buddy?
The little girl reminds me of my own daughter.
Aw. Alright.
Who keeps controlling me?
Not me. Alright, guys. Well,
I think we should stay watch. We should have a watch tonight.
I'll start.
Only because people from Vallaki might be thinking to come this way. In
That's
search
a good
of
idea.
Whoever killed the Burgomaster's son.
I'll start the watch.
That was definitely the vampire dude.
That was definitely a vampire. I'll send Geist with you, Solaris.
Oh no, I know that was. That was.
No, I mean that killed the Burgomaster's son. 100% not us.
That's
Oh,
right.
that makes
We could
sense.
totally pass it off. It was that Strad guy.
I like that idea. Alright.
But we should
You
definitely.
guys are going to call it a night?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'll stand watch
Yeah.
with Geist.
Okay.
Just don't let her eat any more cheese.
Alright.
I just had a thought of an audio track that I wanted, and I can't think of what it is.
For us sleeping?
No, for the morning. Never
What's the
mind.
bite
I will have to figure out what it is and use it in the future.
Alright.
It's a track from Final Fantasy VII, but I can't think of where it is in the game. I'll have to play through the tracks and find it.
Is
Gotcha.
it?
Mhm.
No, that's I can't. I can kind of hear it, but not enough to hum it, and
Was it the
yeah,
ancient
I don't
city?
know. No, it's
Can't
not the
hear hum
ancient
it.
city. No, it's I can't. I will find it for next time. I just need to flip through a whole bunch of the soundtrack, and I don't want to take that time.
It's absolutely one-winged angel.
So morning comes, and in the morning the Vistani camp is much more lively. The group of you take turns and you do watch, but your evening is uneventful. Nothing. There is nothing that comes of your evening spent among the Vistani. Some of you may have a slightly fitful sleep after the events of the night prior, as concerns roll through your minds of what all of this means. But by and large, you guys get through an evening and you get a full night's rest.
Okay.
Yay.
Boom.
And in the morning, Arabelle will approach you, and she says, You asked for a map to Kreshik, yes?
Yes, please.
And she hands you a rolled up scroll.
Thank you. I will
She goes,
unscroll it.
This may help.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Sorry for waking you up again.
I have been awake for many hours. You are sleepyheads.
Well, I meant last night.
Oh,
God,
apology accepted.
Well, good.
that's a big map.
Yes,
I'm a map, I'm a map, I'm a map, I'm a map.
that is a very big map.
I'm a map.
Mount Gakis.
Sir Falls.
Fish right there.
So when you unroll the scroll, you see that it is a full map of Barovia.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So big.
We better get on our ways to Kresik. Fate awaits us there.
Somebody should probably break the news to Irina.
Mm.
Oh yes, we should definitely inform her.
I
That
say
sound-
Vendrick should do it. Either Vendrick or Albin.
I'll do
Yeah,
it.
it sounds like one of them should definitely probably do it, maybe.
Albin could probably do it with a smile on his face. That might help soften the blow.
That's-
I got it. Alvin walks into the camp, finds Irina, and said, "Hey, so
I want
we
to hear this.
met with someone last night. Yeah, someone you're not really fond of at the moment, but we met him.
Wait for it.
Say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna have to head to Crest Neck to meet him.
To meet who?
Wait.
Say it.
What?
We met him.
Yeah, apparently he's there. I know, right?
Who's
It's
there?
weird.
Yeah, say who it is.
Alvin looks at him and is like, I don't know. Who is it then? But yes, the guy we were basically protecting you from appeared.
You
said
met the
words.
devil. You met the devil and you lived.
Yeah, as a
Twice
prize,
now.
isn't it?
This is
We
not
got a
good.
pretty good streak going.
This is not good.
Yeah.
And she
I walk up.
she stops brushing the horse that she was brushing, and she sort of turns to the group of you, and she goes, He is monster beyond compare. He
Oh,
he will toy with you. He will play with you, and when he is bored, he will end you, like he did my father.
well, I
Yeah,
hope he's bored fast.
he threatened our lives if we weren't going to give you up.
And this nice book,
Please,
which
you must. I know it is asking a lot, but you must not give in to him.
I wasn't ever planning to, but you might want to return the puppy of this book.
He wants his book back.
Maybe if we just give him the book when we see him, maybe he'll be happy
No,
enough
you
to
don't.
continue.
He does not work that way. You will never appease him. He wants me. Whatever is in that book must be something he does not want you to know.
That's what I said.
You must not give it to him.
Is she allowed to look at the book, Alvin?
So essentially, you're saying don't give him you, don't give him the book,
Yes.
don't meet
Yes.
his demands, and
Yes.
get our throats ripped out?
I mean, at
Spit
this
out.
point, technically, he can
Hope
whip us out at
I-
any time.
hopefully the last part of that does not happen.
I agree.
I feel like it does. It will.
But please, you cannot give in to him.
I'm just making sure that we're all on the same page here, because he gave us until the end of today to hand you and the book over, or he will rip out our throats. And
Critic.
I'm kind of looking for some answers to make that last part not happen.
If
Yes.
he could have, if he wanted to do that, if he was able to do that, he would have done it already. Something about the book must be stopping him. You cannot give that up.
That kind of makes sense, but we didn't have the book the first time we met him either.
He did seem like he was heading somewhere in kind of a hurry-ish. Maybe he is like a cat with a mouse. We are the mice.
Yeah, but since we met him in passing once, and we met him in passing
That's
now.
true.
And if he
Yeah,
wanted to kill us, I'm pretty sure the way he was teleporting around, he could knock us off and take our wiener. He did not have to talk to us at all.
That's
The
true.
conversation technically was for our benefit, not his.
He did say he liked being polite, so maybe he was just being nice and introducing himself.
Yeah.
So, what's next?
I guess
We should head to
Krejcik.
Krejcik.
So, you want to go to where he is and not hand over you or the book?
You have been set on taking me to Krejcik since we got to Vallaki. If
we
you
were going
believe it
That-
is safe, if you believe it is safer there than in Vallaki, then I believe you. Vallaki is a strange place. I don't think I want to be here.
We're also not wanted in Valley.
I don't know anything about this place. Father Donovich is the one that said Krejcik was safer than Vallaki.
How much do you trust Father Donovich?
Exactly. I don't even know.
He is one of the few people in that was left in Barovia that was trustworthy. I don't know. I
Do
don't know what to
you
tell you
trust
to do.
Father Donovich?
Yeah, the devil's there.
Yeah, I trust him more than I trusted most anyone else other than my brother.
Wonder how he's doing. Well,
Well,
So at this point,
Who's gonna have the final word here?
we have a couple of options. I mean, we have Krejcik and go meet the guy and I guess tell him no. We could check out the Amber Temple, which the Dusk Elf leader has mentioned, and Arabelle has mentioned Solaris maybe benefiting from going there and ignoring
Sure.
the guy who wants to rip out our throats, which is kind of, I mean, do we really want to tell him no to his face? But at the same time, do we really want to be that impolite?
I feel like he can find us anywhere.
That's true.
Well, it's at the same time, if we look at this map, it's going to take us more than a day to get to Kreshik from here.
I mean, Lieutenant Van, you seem to have a good head about these things. I will go with what you believe to be best.
But who's going to have the final word here?
I say the man who has been looking at all the options instead of just one.
I agree.
And I point to Van.
Given the travel time that it took you guys to go from Barovia to the to the Seer Pool, and then from the Seer Pool to Vallaki, you judge that it's probably about a day's ride from Vallaki to Kreshik.
Too bad we don't have horses.
However, to go from Vallaki, well, you guys don't even know where Amber Temple is yet, so never mind.
We do not.
I think
maybe.
I think Vengeance, you should decide.
Yeah. I personally think Krejcik might be a good way.
Krejcik sounds good.
I mean, Krejcik sounds fine, but don't mind checking out this temple you mentioned.
Well, I mean, if we have a day and it's going to take a day, and people want to go to Kreshik, and Irina seems to believe that Donovich was trustworthy and that the book is providing us some kind of protection, we could always go with that.
And there's that monk there who might be able to help us out, or the temple itself might have some defense against him.
'Tis true.
Solaris, you've been awful quiet.
I'm not exactly sure. I honestly don't really want to go to Krejcik. Because if he has the powers that he says he does, would we even be able to leave Krejcik? Would we even be able to avoid him ripping our throats out? Or him taking her?
I don't think we really have a
If
choice
last night's
either
a
way.
demonstration of anything, I think until we know how to kill him or at least stop him, we're kind of at his mercy at the moment. Because if he's gonna pop up out of anywhere, he knows where we're at all times. And so whatever we do, I'm pretty sure he'll know. And
I mean, you guys want our having Vengeance be the one to make the final word. Does it really matter what I say?
Absolutely does.
Throw your input in, man.
I think that if we go to Krejcik, we would never be able to escape.
What makes you think that that would be any different than last night or when he ran into us on the road?
Are you heading to Krejcik? If you
We
are,
might be.
Father will not ask because you've already done a bunch of stuff for us. He's really kind of not wanting to ask questions and favors. And he's a big stick in the mud. But if you are going to Krejcik, can you do us a favor?
sure.
Would you tell us what the favor is before we agree to it?
We purchased wine from the Wizard of Wine, who lives near Krejcik. But we haven't seen their merchants in many days. Could you check on them?
That sounds up your alley, Solaris. Do you want to go visit the Wizard of Wine?
Ooh, Wizard of Wine.
The
Guess we could.
she sort of leans over and whispers in Addie's ear. You do not want to see grown Vistani who have not had their morning wine. Is not good.
I can believe it. Also,
Morning wine?
I like-
while you're whispering in my ear, have you heard of the Amber Temple by any chance?
No? What is the Amber Temple?
I don't know. That's why I was hoping you would know. Never mind.
Okay.
Well, on the one hand, I feel that this bringing of a favor is a certain higher up of
Nudge.
nudge divinity from a blonde person we know
Mhm.
that we need to go to Krejcik.
There
That's
are no blonde Vistani. We are all of darker hair or red hair. I've never seen one with yellow hair.
Interesting.
Oh my god.
The Krejcik.
fantastic. All right, so unless anybody is absolutely against Kreshik and has an idea, that would be probably where we would be heading.
I
Yes.
guess
Sounds
let's go.
good.
I guess we'll go to Krejcik, sure.
Arabelle, you want to come with us?
No, that is
No.
okay.
Don't.
Okay.
I will stay
I
here.
don't want to seem impolite because you were here. We were making plans. I don't want to make you feel like you were excluded, like you couldn't come.
What about
It's
what about the man that wanted to go on a mission the last time we were here? But we had
He
We
wants
had
to go to the Amber Temple.
Casimir was the one that was talking about the Amber Temple, which is where Arabelle had talked about Solaris benefiting. So probably come back here after Kreshik, talk to him, and head there would be my opinion.
if
Yeah.
we live.
Yes.
Before you go,
Yes.
make sure you talk to Uncle Argo, and he will make sure that all of your supplies are restocked for the road.
I'll go talk to him, guys.
Such generous people.
Argo.
We really are.
We really appreciate
Very humble
it.
too. Thank you, Arabella.
Let's go over to
And your
Hey.
glorious
Oh, that mustache.
Oh,
Mustache God. How are you today?
that mustache is on point.
Mustache envy is a thing.
it is.
Literally, it's like it comes to a point.
He smiles at you and he says, "Hello, my friends. How can I help you?"
Hey,
Send me to your stylist.
There you go. We need the name of your stylist for your lovely, lovely facial hair, and we need some supplies.
He strokes his beard and he smiles and he goes, "He's a natural Vistani beard. All Vistani can grow such beards."
Interesting. Do you have DNA lying
Picked the
around?
wrong race.
What are
Do
your?
you have any healing potions, Arago?
We just need some supplies for the road. And if you got anything
I
special
do
in
not-
the road.
I do not think I have any healing potions. Let me check. He starts digging through a couple of different sacks that are in the wagon. And then he turns back and he sort of shakes his head and says, "Unfortunately, my friends, I do not have healing potions. I do have many arrows."
What? Go
May
on.
May I have some of those arrows?
He can resupply all of your ammunition to your maximums.
Sweet. Perfect.
Woohoo. Done. Done.
And in the shuffling, you see him open and then close a small case of glass vials full of a whitish liquid that looks awful familiar to something you've seen before.
Oh, that's the poison.
There's what, poison? What?
That's the poison. Remember when I got a vial of that?
Nope, the
From
poison was clear.
Are you talking
Oh,
about from when we
sorry.
got the ones who got from the older lady passing out the pastries?
No, those were pastries. Which you
Well, I
guys still
thought-
have. You guys haven't eaten those yet.
Yeah, I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
eat those.
Probably
I
like,
mean, at this point, they're like a week plus old. What kind of condition are they in?
They're a little crunched in your bag, but they still seem like they're pretty edible.
I don't
made of
remember
human
these
flesh.
potions or these vials.
A little priest?
A couple of you guys bought these sort of cloudy, milky vials.
Oh, that's right, from the
from
other
the
Vistani.
Vistani. Yep.
I did not buy that stuff.
Oh,
We never did
yeah, I
find
didn't
out
buy
what
that.
what exactly they
I
did.
didn't.
Yeah, you see that he has a case of them as he's shuffling through the stuff that's in this wagon.
Would he be able to give us more information on them?
Ask him.
You could ask.
All right. What is that you have in those vials over there, Aragorn?
Oh, these? You do not want these, my friend. Trust me, you do
What
not.
are they?
They are. Hmm. They are souvenir.
You don't sound sure yourself.
Solaris, can you make an insight check?
Sure, I'll make an insight check. Just scroll. Okay. Insight. Here we go. Yeah.
You very clear. It is not difficult for you to figure out that he's somewhat deflecting from these, that the description that he gives you isn't incorrect. He's just not being fully truthful.
You can be truthful with me, sir. It's fine. What's inside them?
Water and a little bit of goat's milk.
Watering what? Gold smoke? That's what you said?
Yeah,
Goat's milk?
goat's milk. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
goat's milk. Okay.
Hmm.
There's no water in goat's milk. It doesn't sound.
And the light bulb goes off.
What are you talking about?
He sort of grins a little sheepishly, and he goes,
Oh,
"Is
no.
old wives' medicine for fog sickness? It may not work as good as advertised. You don't want this."
I seriously don't know what fog sickness is.
If you
It's
recall,
what the
if you recall, the potions you bought from the other Vistani camp were supposed to protect you from the fog. Keyword supposed to.
It's BS.
Oh, gotcha.
snake oil.
Oh, snake oil. Okay.
Well, anyways,
Okay.
do you mind just resupplying us with some general
Food.
on the road?
He tops up your travel supplies.
sir.
You have enough now to get you safely like a day or two's worth of travel.
Thank you very much, Argol.
And he
How much?
resupplies all of your ammunition.
How much does he want for like a couple of days rations or something?
in addition to just restocking you?
Probably not. I mean, I typically keep like 3 days worth of rations on me, and we've traveled a bit. So if he's just restocking those up to where they were, then no, not additional.
As characters who have achieved friendly status with the Vistani faction, he will resupply your stuff for no charge.
Do we get extra like faction bonuses as well? Like, do we get special talkings with them now?
When you do faction turn-ins, you get twice as many faction points now.
Oh, fantastic! What can we
Hooray.
turn those faction points into?
Right now, nothing. You have to wait for the next patch.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know that we get to save up now. We can spend it all on later.
I guess we better go ahead and start up the pressure.
You guys are going to head out to Kreshik?
Yeah.
Sounds like the plan.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think we have anything else to do.
I know that this is going to make it for a fairly short session, but I am actually going to end our session here tonight.
Okay.
I've had kind of a hectic couple of days, and I didn't get as much content prepared as I wanted to, and I want to make sure that Kreshik and the travel between Vallaki and Kreshik go off better than our initial Vallaki went. So, I'm going to put this off till next week, and then we will travel from here to there and see what happens in between.
So it can be appropriately terrifying. Hooray!
Yay! I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight and playing some D&D with me. I know that this was kind of a low-key evening, but I feel like you guys got some character moments in there. We got to see Arabelle again, which is always fun.
Hooray!
She was laughing at
her and Blinsky are my two favorite characters so far.
Right?
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. I like them.
They're pretty good.
So do you guys, since we have a little bit of time tonight, since we're ending not super late, do you guys have any announcements for anything that's coming up for you guys on your streams in the next week or so?
I'll be doing just more Fallout New Vegas. I don't have anything special planned.
Sometime probably this Saturday I might look out for it because I'll post a promo about it. But I might do Monster Prom the second season on my channel with a couple of friends.
What is Monster Prom? I don't know what this is.
Basically, it's a game that Jesse Cox was really helped promote. It's basically a dating sim, I guess you can call it.
Oh, okay. So it's like a visual novel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be trying to do more Random Souls on Thursday, where I'm basically molding my so-called perfected knight of my own stature.
Is it Random Souls or Random Born?
Random Souls, because Random Born is on Tuesdays.
Because that's the one that I need to go and catch things for, because I want to know how Lord Snobbington does.
Yes, I took off this Tuesday for personal reasons, so I did Lord Snobbington Monday. I actually did him today.
I will go and have to check that out tomorrow. Well, my bosses are all in a meeting and I have nothing to do.
Sure.
And tomorrow night, me and Soze are doing some Castle Crashers at 9 Eastern.
Ooh.
Yeah, it'll be on his channel, so be sure to come say hi.
Everyone go check that out. Dalix, do you have anything coming up? Do you have your streams up and running, or are they still kind of occasional?
They are occasional, but there is the CSS Presents for the 1-year anniversary coming up on the first weekend of March.
Oh, that's true. I need to get stuff ready for that, because I signed up to do things, and I don't have anything prepared.
I have a feeling that I may be doing an impromptu 24-hour stream during that whole shenanigans.
Cool. So
Game.
for me, our 1 year anniversary month continues on Thursday. We're gonna play some Magic the Gathering Arena, which is a free game. So if you want to come and join in and play cards, I don't have anything super special unlocked in it. So go download the client for free, and we can play rounds of Magic against each other until Daleks comes in and destroys us all.
Oh, nice.
Hey, we can play with the pre-constructed decks. I don't mind.
But that is all for me tonight. Hey, Soze Man, you dropped in at the tail end of everything.
Hello,
Sorry.
Soze. Bye-bye, Soze.
I'm gonna send everyone, since we're ending a little early tonight, I can send people places. I'm gonna send you guys to Ana Yume. She's doing something, I think. She's on the streaming now.
She's
Is she
still
actually streaming? Or is that
I
just
don't think
Discord
so.
being stupid?
I think just
Ooh,
Discord.
Discord-
Is stupid.
Oh, that happened to Orbit earlier for me.
Yeah,
Wow.
for some reason it like said I was still streaming for like an hour after I was done.
on. Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not
like,
seeing her on the actual Twitch.
yeah.
Well, find that. I don't know where to send you guys. I can
Mm.
send you guys to Durette. What's she playing?
I think she's just chatting.
Yeah, let's send you guys to hang out with Durette Sorrowfist. She's cool. Let's send you guys there. She's nice.
She is
Okay.
nice.
Let's do
Make sure I
that.
spell her name right.
I hear Power Saw.
I promise that's not me screwing with you.
Okay. Maybe they're
Yeah, I'm not
cutting
seeing
something.
her on either. I thought I was following.
Alright guys, I will see you guys on Thursday for Magic the Gathering. Until then, I'm Sasha Jace. This was D&D. Thanks for coming and hanging out, everyone. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.